Good evening, traders. This is MR Strategies. Uh, Monday night, I didn't get a chance to pop in last night to give you guys any type of analysis for what to expect this week. And I got just one word to describe today's trade, and that would be impressive, really impressive. And, you just need to just take a look at what this thing was setting up. I mean, we were below to 50. We were breaking all kinds of trend lines. We were on our way, which looked like to 100, and the beginning of corrective trading. And this thing just completely reversed, and it reversed brutally hard. I mean, um, they rolled them overnight, and something came out. I don't know exactly what. At about you know, later, a little bit after Europe Open. Actually, it was actually late. It came in at around, no, maybe it didn't came in, but at any point, they made a pretty extreme low in the ES. And in fact, things were looking pretty dire all the way across the board. I mean, take a look at this Dow chart. And I talked to you about this all last week about how the Dow was really setting a tone with these lower lows. Just look at it. It was building, and the correction looked like was going to be a correction, and for the most part, it was a pretty small correction. This is about, I don't know, almost about 35,000 down to about 33,000. So it was a pretty significant meltdown, and you can just see they respected. This is actually, I think, the 100, and that's a big deal for them. That's a huge deal, and like as was a 50, which was basically what rolled it over completely. And they came in and they just jumped all over it, and they just ran with it all morning. I mean, I'll get to the daily session in a second. I think I just want to observe what you have here and how this is all looking. So, I mean, you got some pretty big numbers here. The Dow is obviously going to probably try and flirt with 34,000. So you want to pay attention to that tomorrow. NASDAQ, once again, seems to be back on board and looking like they want to take off. This is a huge turn. And once again, market just showing you what they're capable of in terms of just turning this thing up and strong. So, um, the bull trend's alive and well. I mean, we were basically kicking into what would have been corrective all the way across the board, and we're right back up. And the ES is really, it's sitting right now, and it's the number you want to pay attention to probably. We're sitting on it overnight. This is a daily 9 and 18 MA is sitting around 42.15, 16 give or take. And another big level down here would be the 50 MA, and that's sitting around 4180, I believe. And that's kind of where this thing blew out of the gate this morning. You got this huge low. I believe there's a gap down here. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know where settlement was on Friday. I think there was about a 10 handle gap from 65 to 55, but I'm not 100% sure. And we couldn't get any lower than 65. That was a morning low, and off she went. And once we got to the 50 MA, they just accelerated, and you could just see that acceleration. And this was just one of those, outside, you know, higher days that just kept building strength. They never ever retraced whatsoever. So this is like two-handed fist buying. No, they didn't. Nothing stopped them. So the question is, once again, will we be able to maintain these levels? I mean, it's a huge bounce, and we're right back to where all the congestion has been. And the irony of all this is they settled and we're only what 30, 40 handles from the contract high. So obviously they have something else in mind for this market, and apparently they're just not ready to roll this market over and go into a bear market. Just not happening. You're getting these little corrective sessions, which brings a lot of great trade. It's actually wonderful, and then you get these huge run-ups, and it's like nothing ever occurred. So this is your action for tomorrow. These are all your areas. You got R1 all the way up. You have a huge range, so these numbers are pretty spread out. In fact, the pivot is all the way down here at 40, at about 4,200. So I would watch. I mean, this is a really legit return back to the bull trend acceleration. Then once again, it always remains the same. Will they hold if they get to the pivot? I just don't know. That would be the ideal area to pay attention for if there's any type of sell-off overnight, and to see where price is at 8:30 in the morning, and you'll take advantage of that. I mean, once again, the market is showing you its ability to get back on board to the upside. So, you know, ideally, that's where you want to get you want to get on board, but you want to get it from a decent location, and just not chase it just to chase it. But we're just gonna have to see where it's at tomorrow morning. I don't know what they're gonna do overnight, but this is a huge run up without any type of retracements. So let's just see how this plays out tomorrow. Take a quick look at all these other markets. Once again, the Nasdaq is on the up and up, and this is a huge reversal turn right here. The Dow as well, but you can see all these MAs. So they got some work to do. You're going to want to pay attention to 34,000 and anywhere from 34,000 to 34.1. If they could get above these MAs right here, in fact, 34.2 and change, and we're back on board to maybe press for higher highs again, maybe new contract highs. But once again, they're going to have to prove it. But huge retracement, nice move, almost 2,000 Dow points. This was probably about ES. We got up to about 30. We got the 4260 high, and we didn't get any of this downside objective. We got nothing between 65 and that low that they made overnight. So basically they got above this 50 MA, and that was all she wrote. It was upside all day. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll take a look at this overnight, and once again, the bull trend is back in play. It never really was. It was threatening to break structure. Whenever you get under the 50, it's a reason for concern. You generally they jump on board and they push it harder, but apparently this market's just not ready to roll over. And God, you got to respect it. So we'll see how this plays out tomorrow. That's pretty much it in a nutshell, guys. I'm not sure how I would have provided any better analysis had you run into today, but I didn't get on board. I couldn't provide anything more than I have. So this is it for tomorrow, guys. And I'll take a look at it in the morning, and maybe when I see something, we'll get an opportunity to make some good coin this week and take advantage of what might be back into a bull trend acceleration phase. So hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you had a good day trading, and we'll touch base tomorrow morning. Have a great night, everybody.